What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Left to Metal. It's been a long time since I've done one of these wet spinnings for my car. It's a beautiful day outside today in the high deserts of New Mexico, so I thought I'd go ahead and do one. It's been so long. I've got a giant pile of CDs that I kept. This is what I've been spinning over the last literally couple months since I've done one of these. So I'm going to break this up in a couple parts. I'm not going to show every CD that I've spun because it would just be ridiculous. So I'm going to basically just go through the stuff that I was spinning a lot over and over again, or some of the stuff I got, you know, I get in these moods and I start playing certain kinds of music. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with part of this one at least. And I'm going to start off with what's playing in the background. This is Consecrator, Texas-based thrash band from formed, I believe, in 1988 or so, and stayed around until the late 90s. They broke up for a while. 2005, Bombworks Records put out a compilation of their demo material. Unfortunately, it was done from old demo tapes, so the sound quality was just not very good. And but it did give the band some renewed, I don't know, it made them decide to get back together and record some new stuff. And in 2005, they recorded this particular song, which is just anyhow. And you guys know I did open up my own record label called No Life Till Metal Records, and the first release that I'll be doing is a split with Rocks Records in California, and it will be this Consecrator album. And at the end of this video, or I'll go ahead and play a little more of this so you guys can check it out. It's going to be released on vinyl and CD. I don't have the exact release date yet, but I'm just real excited about it because this is a great band who's got some awesome material that really nobody knows. Texas-based thrash band Consecrator. I got into a bit of a death metal mood because I was watching a bunch of Aaron Metal Theologians videos, and he was talking death metal, and it's just a bunch of stuff that I started, you know, spinning, and and then also I got this in the mail from Required Fields, whose real name is Colin, but on YouTube his name is Required Fields, and he's also on the Heart of Metal boards. It's the same name, Required Fields. If I can get this out of the case, it'd be really awesome. Hi. This is Massacre, first full-length album from Massacre. Just a classic death metal release, old school death metal, which is really the kind of death metal I like best. And it features a few members that were in Death for a while. Matter of fact, these two bands kind of coexisted at the same time. Unfortunately, for Massacre, they just didn't get anything out until the 90s. I think this album was their first. It came out in 91, I believe. But anyhow, you got Terry Butler on bass, you got Rick Roz on guitar, and Cam Lee on vocals. All these guys have had some sort of relationship with Death at one point or another. And the music style is not that far off from Death. Maybe a little more brutal than the early Death stuff, but not quite as raw. Matter of fact, let me just throw some of this in there real quick while we're yammering on about it. Rush on the radio. But yeah, this is one of those CDs that I've just been playing over and over again in my car. It's just a fantastic death metal album. Like I said, it's very old school sounding. Let's just skip the intro here. there you go, a little taste of Massacre. Yeah, you know, of course, you got to have, if you're a death metal band or a thrash metal band in the late 80s or 90s, you got to have a Ed Repka cover, and I think that's who did this one, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like an Ed Repka cover, pretty sure it is. So Massacre, 1991, I believe, great stuff. This is actually a 90s death metal band, I guess, as well, since Massacre's first release was in the 90s. This is actually a gift as well from somebody, and this was the a brand new album from Mortar Skuld, and got turned on to these guys from a buddy of mine from, I keep wanting to say Norway, but Rui Martins, who is actually not from Norway. He's from, why am I having a hard time remembering where he's from? Dang it. Anyhow, this is Mortar Skuld. This is one of their newer, this is actually their newest album, Digipack, Wounds Deeper Than Time. Highly anticipated comeback release of brutal death metal, and that's exactly what it is, just old school grunt and grind death metal, and I absolutely love this album as well. I think you can count 2016. No, 2017. This really is a brand new release. Wound Deeper Than Time. Again, fairly old school death metal. I've read some reviews online that calls them generic death metal. Whatever, you know, they're playing death metal. It's like calling a band generic thrash metal or generic heavy metal. It's very good for what it is. They're not trying to break down new walls. They're not trying to mix styles. They're just playing solid heavy metal, death metal. Very good album from Mortar Skuld. Portugal. Rui Martins is from Portugal. I don't know why I got Norway stuck in my head. Oh, this next one, I've been playing this one a lot. I got this one in the mail not too long ago. This is Teraphobia. This is Australian death metal band. Of course, this is the band that was formed by ex-Mortification guitarist Mick Jarelick. And this particular album is Mick re-recording all the songs that he recorded with Mortification, with his new band. And man, it's just fantastic. I love it. I mean, it's a little more extreme than even Mortification was, because Mortification kind of got away from the death metal, went more towards a straightforward hard heavy metal and thrash sound. It's a 2015 release. Anyhow, kind of gives you an idea of Teraphobia. This is Terrification, The More Ears. Very good release from them. Matter of fact, sorry, the car shut off. They have a new album coming out, and it's going to be coming out on vinyl really soon, so I'm looking forward to that release. One of my all-time favorites, and I hesitate to really call this death metal, but most people would. But this is Amorphous, Tales from a Thousand Lakes. This is a special edition release that came way back in the 90s, I think this one came out. It has a bonus track of them doing The Doors' Light Your Fire. But this is not your brutal, fast, chaotic death metal. This is, I don't know if you call this mellow death. I don't care about the labels, but it's much more melodic, but it does have mostly the death vocals mixed with some cleaner vocals. But this is absolutely my favorite release from Amorphous. Just think it's just fantastic. Everything from the cover art to the music itself, one of their very best. And if I'm having a problem remembering countries today, but I'm pretty sure they're from Finland. This one's actually from the 90s. This is from 1995. This is the first full-length album from Metanoia. And Metanoia were the first album came out on Row Productions, which of course was Steve Rowe of Mortification. It was his label that he put out in the 90s. This is another one I really... They actually, Metanoia put out a total of 3 albums before they split. And of the 3, this is my favorite. I like them all, but there's something about this particular album. It seems almost like it has a classic thrash or classic heavy metal influence to it that the others don't have, as they've got a little more brutal and a little more heavy with the follow-up albums. That song is called Acute Obliteration. I always hate when there's no song titles on the back, but that one I do remember. Anyhow, this is the band on the back cover here, and that's Lisa Spud, who was her nickname, Spud, and she was the bass player for the band, and a very good friend of mine for many, many years. We talked back and forth online through the 2000s and in the early 90s, and even wrote letters back and forth to each other, but I've since lost touch with her, which is unfortunate. But anyhow, great band, Metanoia. In Darkness or in Lights. Unfortunately, only ever released on CD. Let's see what else we got here. Man, I got a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna definitely have to break this one up into more than one part. Alright, this is a non-death metal release, but it does have some more extreme vocals to it. This is actually one of the new releases on Rox Records. This is Biogenesis, a decadence divine. Focus and enunciate. And I think this album is brilliant. I'll be honest, I've been a fan of this band since the 90s. We shared a label back in the 90s. Been friends with their singer Chaz for a long time. But their first 2 albums that they put out, I liked them, but they didn't, just like rock my world. They didn't knock me over. They weren't like one of the ones I wanted to play over and over and over again. But I liked them. But anyhow, this particular album, and I'm not just saying this because it's on Rox, it's fantastic. I don't know how you want to label it. In the past, you could describe them like as a mixture of groove metal, and they had some thrash and death metal influences. On this, it's total prog. Man, all the stuff I always want to play clips of because it's all just so good. Yeah, this let's see what song I want to pick on this one. I'm going to play track number 8. This is Tears of God. This is actually the first song I had heard from this album, and it just hooked me from there. It's a very different style. It kind of mixes the heavy guitars and the keyboards, almost like Dream Theater or Sabotage at times, but much more extreme at times with the vocals and even some of the riffing.
As he looks upon this corruption of his own creation, he waits for eyes to see an atheistic indoctrination flows through the veins of my children with their eyes never see, with their eyes never see.
So anyhow, there you go. Also on this album, there's a cover of Genesis' Land of Confusion, which I think is very well done. I know Disturbed did a cover of this too.
Why must it treat the 1,000 dreams?
Anyhow, so that's kind of been my extreme metal mood over the last few weeks. I'm actually starting to sweat. It's getting warm outside. I do live in the desert after all. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little at the end of this. I'm gonna play some of the new album from Consecrator, and I'm gonna throw in some clips of some, just as I've been jogging during the day, some of the beautiful stuff that you see in the desert here in New Mexico. And yeah, that's it for this edition. This is my extreme metal, what's spinning, death metal. edition of What's Spinning. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be coming right back with a few more What's Spinnings from my car. So that's it. God bless. Stay strong.
Now this is the world we live in. Deception.